Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of James Bond Bitcoin Live, episode 0046, hashtag bear. So, if you haven't seen some of my recent videos, people have been saying I'm bearish. Um, the markets. And I'm not that bearish. And if I was, I'm not too afraid of. And so when you trade or when you get into Bitcoin, obviously when a lot of people get into Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, they're doing it for, well, most people are probably doing it for the money. Most people. Okay, there's some financial incentive. Matter of fact, Bitcoin is about financial incentive. And so to say you're not doing it for the money or that the incentives are not about money, I would say that's kind of misleading. But if you've never been in a bear market with cryptocurrencies, the whole point is to understand how you can use it to your advantage. And so there's going to be bear markets, there's going to be bull markets. And so I'm making this video at this point in time with my meme here. And let me read the meme. It says, "I'm back. Hashtag yes to X." And you see the bear waving. It's kind of cute, actually. A cute meme or a cute meme. And also in the notes section, I have a poem that you can read to soothe your concerns. Galway, Kinnell, The Bear, from the 3 books. It's a link to a poem, and take time to go ahead and read it. And so the word for today is embrace. You should embrace the bear because everybody that I've been talking to and the videos that I've been watching, they always claim that buying on the dip should be the thing to do. And paralysis by analysis is a serious, serious problem, or paralysis, I should say. People always say they're going to buy on the dip. People always say that they're going to, huddle. But when it comes time to actually doing any of that, they don't seem to follow through on it. And so I'll do a quick chart analysis. I'll talk about it a little bit later. But if you've been following me, I've been warning you about the bear market. And so if you're an experienced trader and you know how the game is played, you should embrace the bear market. You should be happy about the bear market. For all those people who always said, I would have bought at a lower price, well, here's your chance to buy at a lower price. The problem is when the price is going up, people wish they could buy at a lower price. And they always say they'll buy at a lower price. But when it comes time to actually buying at a lower price, everyone's scared to buy at the lower price because now the sentiment is bearish instead of bullish. So that's if you believe me. If you still think that we're on a bull market, which we technically are on a long-term level. So this is where I'm going to get into my chart analysis here. So if you're looking on a 12-hour, I use Bitcoin Wisdom. So if you're looking at a 12-hour on Bitcoin Wisdom for um, Bitstamp. And the reason I use Bitstamp and not Bitphoenix, of course, you can't use Bitsy anymore. I don't even bother looking at the Chinese exchanges. The Chinese exchanges are down overall, all of them. So, Bitstamp, as far as I know, has always been the de facto exchange. Even despite they were once hacked, they've always been the de facto exchange. Even on a peer-to-peer trade level, people use Bitstamp. And so that's also one of the only exchanges that will actually do cash trades. You're not trading tethers or dollar-backed tokens. You're actually trading for US dollars. So that's one of the only few exchanges. Some people use Coinbase and everything, but Bitstamp has always been the long time de facto for people who trade peer-to-peer, and also the exchange itself. So I use Bitstamp, and there's a resistance line from the peak, the all-time high, to the recent high. I think what was that at 4,200, something like that. And if you draw a line there, you'll see that there's a resistance being made. And so until that resistance line gets broken, which it looked like it was right now, if you tuned in right now, you can see that on the hourly chart, or if you look at the 12-hour. I'm live streaming during that time, and it's not because I want to be right or I want to be wrong or I want to ruin anything. I'm trying to say is you have to break that line in order to get anywhere, because right now we're kind of halfway in the middle of nowhere. We're at 50-50. 50%, the bull market can return, 50% the bear market can be starting. And so I look at the markets and I look at price because amazingly, those are good indicators. The price itself, and what the market is saying right now is they're not too sure. And I think they're more on the bearish side than anything else. Also, there's still the SegWit 2X that is still on the table. As long as the Yes 2X is on the table, I wouldn't trust anybody who says that the SegWit 2X is dead or it's not going to happen. I wouldn't trust anyone. Remember, we're not supposed to trust, we're supposed to verify. And the only way you can verify that is when November passes. So when November comes around and there is no hard fork, well, then SegWit 2X is dead. It's off the table. Until then, that's going to be a lingering, I think, headwind. And so there's a lot of things coming that I'm just trying to talk some sense into some traders, at least people who trade, who know the game, of maybe how you can take advantage of the lower prices. So don't get paralyzed by analysis. If you really have confidence in what you're doing, then I would say go ahead and make your move, pull the trigger. But the fact that you haven't pulled the trigger on anything and you're waiting around, and the longer you wait around to take action, the longer the bear market is right there. It's going to happen. So unless something happens, unless 5,000, the price of Bitcoin going up to 5,000 and beyond, you have to consider that there is a bear market. And so anyways, embrace the bear. Don't be afraid. If you know how to make money on a bull market, then you should know how to make Bitcoins in a bear market. And so, the other indicator that I see is less and less people are making trading videos. I don't know if you all noticed that, but all of a sudden people can't make money and they can't make a trading video about it. Well, that should tell you something. That should tell you something, right? Uh, what I like to start seeing is how people are making more Bitcoin. So um, it'll be interesting to see if people start making videos about how they turn their 1 Bitcoin into 10 Bitcoins or 20 Bitcoins or some nonsense stuff like that, which I'm already starting to see, by the way. Chase That Coin is making a video and he's challenging everyone to go ahead and turn your 1 Bitcoin into 10 Bitcoins. So that's also an indicator for me that there could be a bear market. So as the meme says, I'm back. Hashtag yes2x. Anyways, my 10 minutes are up. Feel free to like, dislike, leave a comment, even do a video response. Until next time, stay tuned. Bye.